It's all about bikes and more. The Motorbike TV vlog with Kevin Lear.
Good morning and welcome to the One Man series of video blogs. Here I am again. It's the 1st of April. It's not April Fool. I really am doing a power walk. So, some people have asked what is the One Man series of videos all about, or why is it called One Man? Well, personally, it's one man. But it goes back to the days when I was a recruit instructor in the army. When I say army, it was the REME, the Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers. General salute! And we used to be in the blocks where the recruits used to come in, and we had our office. And we used to occasionally we'd shout for a lad to come to us to go and do an errand. And what we used to shout was, "One man!" And they used to Private Dog Knobs, Sergeant. Right, Private Dog Knob. Make me a brew. Yes, Sergeant. NATO. What? And NATO meant standard order, which was milk and 2 sugars. I don't take it NATO now, I just take it with Yorkshire tea. As some of you who follow know, I'm passionate about Yorkshire tea. Not only because I like the taste, tea is tea. You know, it's the trimmings from a bush. But I like the taste, but I love the name. Yorkshire tea, made in Yorkshire. Tea with nout taken out. So that's where the One Man series comes from. It goes back millenniums to being in the instructor's office shouting for one man. But it's also one man, it's my story. If you want to listen, you listen. If you don't, you don't. Not a lot I can do about it. But my last video blog, which was yesterday, mentioned I have had enough of dealing with twats, and that I'm going to change my direction. Well, approach what I do from a different direction, not change direction, because I bloody love what I do. So, had a real good night's sleep last night, but I've woken up with anxiety. Am I doing the right thing? Will it work? How am I going to make my money? Will I make any money? Will people like what I do? Am I just doing it for me, or am I bringing it to the masses to bring adventures? And I go back to 1994. I decided I was going to produce a national magazine called Exploring Britain. Yes, me. I had 6 salespeople at the time, and I went and saw a designer and we put a few visuals together. And I said to the chaps on the Monday morning meeting, right, this week we're not going to be selling onto the visitor touring maps. We're going to produce a national magazine. And the question was, well, how do we do that? And my answer was, well, I don't know. But we're just going to do it. And in some ways, that's the best way to approach things. Because you can think too much. What ifs? Because the largest word in the English dictionary is if. What if? If only. If I could, if I would, if I should. If, bollocks to if, do it. People say, you should make a business plan. Well, a business plan is a civilian version of a battle plan. In other words, the enemy's over there, or potential customers. My situation is, where I'm going to do it, the ground, how I'm going to execute it, and what is my command structure, and what are the signals I'm going to use to enable this to happen. And you can spend donkey's years on looking at a business plan, on thinking that it has to be spot on, but as soon as you make that first phone call, as soon as you make that first contact, be it against the enemy or a potential customer, you haven't got a clue what they're going to say or do. Well, what if they go left? What if they go right? What if they fire at me? What if they run away? If. And in my opinion, you make the basic plan. For example, pack your motorbike and cross the channel. Make sure you've got some maps. Make sure you've got money for food. And make sure your bike is serviced to the best that it can be prior to setting off. In other words, the jump test for any rattles. Because I'll guarantee that the plan that you've spent weeks or maybe even months putting together will change on day one, will change again on day 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, and so you make mini plans for each day, but even during that day it will change. So that's why I've got anxiety. Have I planned enough? And the only way to overcome anxiety is to do it. The technology allows me to do it. I've lived on my own for years, it enables me to do it. I'm a bit of a wazzock, so just do it. You see, because everybody's journey in this life is different. Your journey is different. If you're working for somebody at the moment and you don't want to, just don't whinge about it unless you're going to do something to change about it. And I know not everybody can, and I'm not saying everybody should. Here's that hill again. I'll speak to you in a minute, alright? Oh, why do I do this? Somebody reported on the vlog from yesterday, he got out of breath just watching me walk. Come and join me. Let's have a power walk adventure together. Speak to you in a bit. Right, just turned round at halfway. 2 miles to halfway this morning. Ooh. When I first moved into this area, literally just over 13 years ago, this back road was hardly ever used. Now, it's like a friggin' motorway. Anyhow, so, you do need some form of plan, but you need to realise that that's the wrong word, the best advice I can give you is just do it. JFDi. Just fucking do it. Because there's too many times that you sit and think, and I promise you, by sitting and thinking, your mind will come up with more reasons than you can possibly imagine as to why you shouldn't do it. Your friends will say you're mad. Your family will say you're mad. But it's your life. It's your personal adventure. There is not 2 people on this planet, not 2, that have the same journey. billions of people, all with different journeys. We were put on this planet for that journey. Human beings have a fantastic opportunity of a journey, but the media makes us all feel inadequate. David Beckham, multi-millionaire. Wayne Rooney, ugliest bastard on the planet, multi-millionaire for kicking a bag of wind. Makes us feel inadequate. But then you have people who volunteer in charity shops to give them some purpose, because they generally are the older ladies, sometimes gentlemen, but it gives them joy to help. You've got nurses who, without, I wouldn't be alive today, because it was the sister on the ward after I'd had my guts ripped out and the bag put on my belly who identified I was suffering from poisoning, from septicemia. The doctors hadn't picked it up, the junior doctors. It was the nurse, the sister on the ward, bless her. And they get used and abused for very little money. But they do it because they love what they do. Talk about police. People tend to like it when they first start, that power. I can stop you and give you a ticket. I can lock you up. I can ruin your life. Look at me, I'm a policeman. The days that policemen were seen as somebody important in the community is long gone. The uniform they wear now makes them look like friggin' tramps. No respect, because they don't even portray. Respect is required for the modern day policeman. But I know quite a few over the years. My family were, family still are, and they're in it for the pension. That's all they're in it for. What a waste of life. So you've got the top of the tree, but you've got the grassroots people who, I suppose the main moral of the story is, just do what you love. If you can do what you love, no amount of money can buy that. No amount. Oh. God, I'm knackered. So, there we are. That's the story for today. Why one man? Why you shouldn't think about making a plan too much and just fucking do it. And to mention about why we might feel inadequate. Because the media likes to portray, look how good he's doing for kicking a bag of friggin' wind. Anyhow, until the next time, bye-bye for now. Aircraft! Enemy! Take cover! Gas, gas, gas!
The Motorbike TV vlog with Kevin Lear. Please subscribe, like and share.